If you're trying to decide between the GoRuck GR1 and the GoRuck M23, stick around because this video is for you. Hi, I'm Kevin, and today I'm putting these two bags head to head so we can help you figure out which one is right for you. So the GoRuck GR1 offers a classic clamshell design, available in two sizes, 21 liters or 26 liters, whereas the M23 is a top loader, also available in 21 versus 26 liters. Both of these are great bags. From a design perspective, the GR1 is all about minimalism and full access with that clamshell opening, while the M23 offers some on-body access, a little bit more in terms of organization, and a completely different access method via the top load. Both of these bags offer very durable materials. This is the Robic version that the M23 was initially released in. This is the 1000D version of the GR1 with the 210 back. These bags are both available in a variety of materials, more so for the GR1. From a comfort and ergonomic standpoint, both of these bags feel very similar. They're both GoRuck bags. Both have the same strap setup. GoRuck bags are typically, in my opinion at least, some of the most comfortable bags to carry, and both of these bags carry extremely well. They're very comfortable. Same straps more or less, back panel design, not a whole lot of difference there. In terms of exterior features, the M23 stands out to me because it allows for on-body access to much of the compartments. There's also extra pockets for organization. The GR1, on the other hand, is sleeker, much more low profile, and does have some PALS webbing on it, giving it a little bit more of a tactical look to me. In terms of interior organization, the GR1's open layout contrasts with the M23's more compartmentalized space, offering easier access versus more organization. In terms of capacity and versatility, both accommodate similar loadouts. The M23 has decidedly more space and is easier to overstuff, whereas the GR1 allows for expandability via PALS webbing if you wanted to expand with accessories. In terms of price and value, the M23 is significantly more affordable without compromising on GoRuck's quality. So the main differences between these two bags in that department is this bag is made in the US, whereas this bag is made in Vietnam. Now, personally, I haven't seen any quality issues with any of the made in Vietnam gear from GoRuck. I think the quality is pretty consistent throughout, and they're still both guaranteed by Scar's lifetime warranty. So let's talk pros and cons for a minute. So pro number one for the GR1 is the full clamshell, full access design. So when you open up the GR1, you get full access to the contents of the bag. No space is hidden from you. Another big pro for the GR1 is its very low profile. Even when loaded out, this bag remains very low profile, which makes it a little bit easier to move around in a crowd or a crowded place. This bag stays closer to your body. Love that about the GR1. And then another pro is that we've got some built-in versatility via PALS webbing on the front and sides of this bag. So if you did want to add accessories, you have the option to do that. You could add a hip belt, bottle pocket. You can add MOLLE compatible accessories to the front of the bag. Now, some of the cons for the GR1 is that you need a lot of space for the full access design to be effective. So if you're in a hotel room and you're going to lay this down in your bed, great. If you're in an area where space is limited, such as an airplane, the full access is not going to do a whole lot for you and can actually make it a little bit more difficult to use this bag. Another con is that the GR1, especially in the 1000D for instance, doesn't overstuff that well. So you're going to get what you're going to get in this bag, and you'll see when we get to the M23 and we do some sample loadouts, the capacity of this is expandable a little bit, which is nice. Another thing to consider for the GR1 is that it doesn't really allow for on-body access. You have to remove this bag to basically get to any of the contents. And then finally, with the clamshell design and the lay flat opening, you basically have to put the straps in the dirt if you want to open this bag. So if you're outdoors, for instance, and you want to open the bag, full clamshell, straps are going down in the dirt. Not necessarily a big idea unless you're in wet conditions. I mean, you can obviously still partially unzip and access this way, but to take full advantage of the clamshell design, straps have to go down. So let's move over to the M23 and talk pros and cons for the M23. Number one, pro, you can access this bag working within a smaller footprint. So great for access for students at their desks, airplane travelers in an airplane seat. The top load design allows for access in a small area. This bag also, as a pro, overstuffs extremely well. So the 26 liter capacity, you can actually get more stuff in this bag, and we're gonna do some sample loadouts in a minute, and I'll show you how this bag overstuffs. Pro number 3, this bag's cheaper, significantly cheaper. Pro number 4, it has a slightly less tactical look, in my opinion. If you're into tactical and that's the look you're going for, then this is probably a better choice for you. I think this one without the PALS webbing has a slightly less tactical look, and I like that about it. Another pro is the water bottle pockets. I love having the external, internal, external separate from the main volume of the bag water bottle pockets. And that leads us into the next pro, which is to me the top pro, and that is this bag is very accessible on body. So you can sling this bag around and access either of these bottle pockets. You can access the main compartment via the front zip here, or you can access the stash pocket, all while still wearing the bag. Huge pro for me. Love that about the M23. And then finally, this design does not really ever require you to put the straps in the dirt if you want to access the bag. You set it down on the bottom, and you can get in via the top or the side with the side access zipper. All right, cons for the M23. You got a little bit of limited access, so you don't get at the stuff inside your bag as easily with the M23 because of the top load access. You don't get the full clamshell. And then it's also a little bit less low profile. It stuffs out a little bit wider. I think it's about 1 3/4 inches wider based on the specs on the webpage when you stuff it out. And you'll feel that when you're wearing it, so it does stick out from your body a little bit more. Not a huge deal or necessarily a deal breaker, just something to understand. All right, so here's my sample loadout for the GR1. I've got 2 Cap 2s in here, standing up straight. I've got a Camera Cube, VanQuest Med pouch, a Mightier pouch from Garage Built Gear, and a 26-ounce Yeti. So that all fits pretty well. It's stuffed out to some extent. I've still got a little bit more space in here, so I'm gonna drop a jacket in on top of that. So this is a relatively lightweight Carhartt jacket. That's gonna fit right on top there, and we'll zip this up. So I could probably stuff a little bit more gear in here, and otherwise it's relatively loaded out. I've still got some space in there for my mini DOP kit. Hard to access this front stash pocket now though, since the bag's stuffed out, and then I can even fit a Cap 1 on top of that. So this bag is pretty stuffed out. You can see it was difficult to get into that front slash pocket because of the loadout on the inside. Maintains that low profile quality to the GoRuck GR1 even when it's loaded out. So that sits nice and close to your body, hugs you well. Easy to move around in a crowd with this bag on because it doesn't stuff out real deep. So let's take a look at what this looks like on me. Okay, so for reference purposes, I'm 5'11", about 225 pounds, and this is what the GR1 looks like on me. So it hugs your body, stays nice and close, low profile, extremely comfortable to carry. GR1s are very comfortable, great straps, handles the load extremely well, and still feels comfortable loaded out with quite a bit of weight. Love that about the GR1. So belt line right here is about right here on me. So we've got a couple inches. I think the 26 liter is the perfect length for me. So this is everything we had in the GR1. I'm gonna throw this all in the M23 now. This one I'm gonna show you why I put it in, because we don't have that clamshell that allows for the top-down view and you can see exactly what's in there. So I'm gonna start with both these Cap 2s. I'm gonna slide these into the bottom, standing up. I'm gonna put this Camera Cube in. This bag is a little bit deeper. The Camera Cube fits better standing up, so I'm gonna put that standing up as well. We've got the VanQuest pouch is gonna go in on top, as well as the Mightier pouch from Garage Built Gear. And then you can see I've still got quite a bit of room in there. So we'll stuff that jacket down inside. And the top load design does make it easier to just stuff stuff in. You don't necessarily have to be as organized and neat because you can just stuff down. So we've got that jacket stuffed in there now. And we're gonna cinch this up. Close the top. I'm going to throw my mini dop in the front. We'll put the cap 2 on top of that. Same setup more or less. And then we're gonna throw the water bottle into the side pocket for the water bottle. All right, same loadout as the GR1. Everything is in the M23 now. Bag's loaded out pretty good. What I want to demonstrate though is that this bag still has considerably more capacity. So I've got 2 more sweatshirts here, and this is for demonstration purposes because I would never be in a carry situation, I don't think, where I would have a jacket plus 2 sweatshirts. But just to show you how much extra capacity we have in this bag, I'm going to open this up and I'm going to get this thick, heavy-duty Carhartt extra large sweatshirt on top. So we're going to stuff that down inside. And I'm still going to be able to cinch it closed. So we've got that overstuffed into the shroud a bit. I could probably even stuff more inside there. I still got a little bit of room in that shroud. Now to get the lid closed, I'm going to have to adjust these straps out a bit so they fit, and then once I get it strapped down, I can cinch them down and compress it a little bit if I want to. All right, so extra sweatshirt in there. And then what I also want to show you is that this sweatshirt, while I do have extra room inside, I don't think this sweatshirt's going to make it into the interior. However, I can add that to the top here and just cinch the top down over it. So if I open these up all the way, pull this lid up, and I've got another extra sweatshirt cinched in there. Now, I mean, this looks ridiculous. Wouldn't typically carry it around like that, but you've got that extra expanded capacity if you need it. I could even cinch this down a little bit and tighten that load up, right? So, I mean, I could basically go backpacking with this bag. It's got quite a bit of expandable capacity. So, it still wears extremely well. Again, I'm 5'11", about 225. This is what the M23 looks like, fully loaded out. Actually, ridiculously loaded out. But the M23 has an insane amount of capacity and it's very expandable. There's no way I was getting either of those extra sweatshirts into the GR1. I might have been able to lay this one a little bit flat across the entire top and zip it down. Definitely not going to get both of them in there. So there you go, GR1 capacity versus M23 capacity. So overall thoughts on these 2 bags. The GR1 is really a testament to rugged simplicity. It's a very rugged bag, very simple in its design, offers a spacious main compartment without all the built-in organization. So you're free to organize and pack and use the space in this bag any way you see fit. The M23, on the other hand, it provides more organization features for those who prefer a designated place for their gear. And it also edges out the GR1 slightly in terms of capacity, and maybe a little bit more than slightly. You can stuff a lot of gear in the M23. The choice really hinges on whether or not you value freedom to organize and the slim, low-profile design of the M23. Also, whether or not you're willing to pay a premium for American-made versus whether you like to be able to dump stuff in, access while on body, access in tight spaces, and let's face it, save a little bit of money with a made in Vietnam GoRuck bag. So which approach better fits your lifestyle? Share your preferences in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what you think about the GoRuck GR1 versus the M23. Which one's your favorite bag? Drop me a comment below. And if you found this video useful at all, I would really appreciate it if you thumbs up for me. And if you want more bag reviews and more bag related content, subscribe to my channel.